Some people don't have a problem with effort. They don't have a problem with discipline. Their real problem is they care too much about what people think, about how they're perceived, about things they can't control, and slowly, that starts to drain them. Caring is not a bad thing. In fact, it's what makes you thoughtful, considerate, empathetic. But there's a point where caring stops being healthy and starts becoming exhausting, because you're no longer just caring. You're over-carrying. You think about what people said, what they might have meant, how they feel about you, whether you did something wrong. And even when nothing is happening, your mind keeps working, constantly analyzing, constantly adjusting, constantly trying to get it right. And that takes energy, a lot of it. A big part of caring too much is trying to control things you can't. Other people's opinions, other people's reactions, other people's moods. You try to say the right thing, act the right way, avoid conflict, keep things smooth. But no matter how careful you are, you can't control how people think. And that creates frustration. Over time, you start adjusting yourself too much. You hold back your thoughts. You change your behavior. You avoid saying what you really feel, just to keep things comfortable, just to avoid problems. But slowly, you lose a part of yourself. Most of the time, caring too much is not just kindness. It's fear. Fear of being misunderstood. Fear of being disliked. Fear of losing connection. And because of that fear, you try harder. You give more. You think more. But it never feels enough. At some point, you have to realize something. Not everything deserves your energy. Not every opinion matters. Not every situation needs your attention. And the more you understand that, the lighter you start to feel. There's a difference between caring and over-caring. Caring means you show up. You do your part. You act with intention. Over-caring means you take responsibility for things that aren't yours. And that's where the problem begins. You don't have to stop caring. You just have to care smarter. Set boundaries. Let people think what they want. Let situations unfold without trying to control every outcome. And most importantly, stop giving your energy to things that don't give anything back, because your energy is limited. And where you place it shapes how you feel every day. One of the biggest shifts you can make is learning to let go, not of everything, but of what was never in your control. To begin with, you can't control how someone sees you. You can't control how someone reacts. You can't control what people say when you're not there. But you can control how much importance you give it, and that changes everything. Because the moment you stop trying to manage everything, your mind becomes quieter. Another thing that drains you is the need to be understood by everyone, to explain yourself, to make sure no one misinterprets you, to fix every misunderstanding. But the truth is, not everyone will understand you, and that's okay, because peace doesn't come from being understood by everyone. It comes from being okay with not being understood. At some point, you have to become more intentional. You have to decide, what deserves my attention? What deserves my time? What deserves my emotional energy? Because if you don't choose, everything will take from you, and you'll end up feeling drained without knowing why. When you stop caring too much, something interesting happens. You don't become cold. You don't become distant. You become calmer, more stable, more grounded. You stop reacting to everything. You stop overthinking every detail. And you start moving through life with more ease. That's not indifference. That's balance. So if you feel drained lately, if your mind feels tired, if you feel like you're doing too much, maybe it's not because life is too hard. Maybe it's because you're caring about too many things that don't deserve that level of attention. You don't need to care less. You just need to care about the right things.